Well, I heard the call. I think Phil Rizzuto called the Mantle shot that almost went out. I was watching the game. And I'm pretty sure he said, "Holy cow!" I think it's going out. It's going out.
I would bet that he did say, "Holy cow!" Absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you, I saw the out of towners in Union, New Jersey, and I was with my wife and our son, and we sat there, and sitting down right in front of us was Phil Rizzuto and his family. To appreciate Phil Rizzuto, you have to sit behind him and watch the out-of-towners. Yeah. I mean, it was holy cow. You know, sometimes you say shh, but there was something magic about him going holy cow, sitting in front of us. He sat right in front of me.
Yeah.
Holy cow! He was laughing, and there was a riot. And even though you're shushing people, that's the scooter going. Holy cow! You don't stop that.
He was loved by the people here.
And he's not well right now, is he?
Well, he's getting up in his years.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to be moving along. It's interesting. They asked him one night during a game what was his longest streak without a hit, and he says, "I went 0 for 11." You know,
is that right?
And if you subscribe to the theory that you don't win championships unless you're strong up the middle, you have to be catcher, pitcher, shortstop, second one. You're not going to win without a strong middle.
Nope.
You know,
absolutely.
And he was
the middle.
And he was there for how many World Championships? And it took him all this time. They almost gave him a bye to get him into the Hall of Fame. I mean, I just don't get what the problem there was. You know, but when you're there, and you're there for 11 championships, whatever the case is. I mean, the guy really should have been in the Hall. So he is now.
Yeah, absolutely. This the camera booth?
Well, there's a camera booth here. We're moving. What we're doing is we're right behind home plate now. Right behind home plate, but up in the stands, of course, behind home plate. And we were moving left just now. This from the press area, and we're in this network.
The television booth, as you can see, John Flaherty getting ready. He's putting his notes together and preparing for the game tonight. It's only 3:30 in the afternoon, so you got to say that this guy's a diligent worker here, being out this early to do something that he won't be doing for another 3.5 hours.
Yeah, but look, you're hanging out here in Yankees. That's great.
There you go.
I'd be out here 4 hours early myself.
Absolutely.
I mean, why hang out at home when you could be at the stadium?
Yeah.
Okay, we're moving along. Where is George Costanza's office?
Yeah, well, it's in Hollywood.
Okay, it's kind of it's kind of narrow here, so I'm kind of... Tony is behind us, and I see private signs up here, so...
yeah, this is where the boss is going to talk to Mr. Steinbrenner's suite is.
This is where we are? Okay, all right. Okay, CBS Radio, so Radio Sports Final Radio. Where are we now?
Okay, we're approaching Mr. Steinbrenner's booth.
We're going to go into the boss's booth? All right. Okay.
Now, right here...
This program loves to go past signs that say private, so...
Right here, I'm going to bring you to a spot where the President of the United States stood back in 2003. 2001, excuse me.
Just to say, just repeat that because you were kind of in front of me.
Okay, this is where President George W. Bush stood in Game 3 of the 2001 World Series after he had thrown that strike by home plate, and this is where some of his folks were. We're in Mr. Steinbrenner's suite, and we're looking out at the field from this beautiful vantage point here. And when the president came, they had to put a plastic shield up right here because of those buildings across the way.
Sure, yeah.
For protection.
Right.
But they didn't do so on the field when he was down there because it wasn't approachable by any of those rooftops or windows from the buildings surrounding us. So he went out there just with his flak jacket underneath his suit.
Right.
But it was great to see that he went out and, he just...
Sure.
Yeah.
Then I'm looking at, I guess that's the number 4 that just went past. I just saw number 4 maybe heading into Manhattan.
Right.
But there was a time you could stand out there on the platform and watch the game.
Absolutely. Right up until 1973. When the stadium was torn down in 1974 and rebuilt in those next 2 years, the bleacher wall went a little bit higher, as you could see. They put the frieze back up, the replica back up, and it sort of prohibits people from sitting on the platforms watching the games from that point of view.
I've watched a couple of games from there.
Yeah, we did. We all did. We all
yeah.
did at one time or another.
Yeah. Okay, so now nothing is happening yet on the field. Like you said, the weather is a little so there. What about the weather keeps them from? When we come out here, what about the weather keeps them from taking batting practice?
What about it?
Well, you're saying the weather is a little inclement, so why would that stop batting practice?
I don't know. Maybe they just don't want to get it started and stop. I don't know.
I felt a couple of drops out at Monument Park, by the way.
That's probably why, Herb.
Yeah, there were a couple of drops out there. I said, we're going to get a little down.
We might.
Here. Yeah.
We might. Okay, let's see where we're headed now.
Okay. I'm just going to stop recording just for a second to check my level. Okay, let's stop recording. Well, you're listening to Visions, a series of visits to almost everywhere. We're at Yankee Stadium, River Avenue and 161st Street. Our guest is
Tony Morante.
Tony Morante. Oh, no, I thought I was at the wrong street.
Yeah. Okay.
Tony Morante.
No, what we're going to do now, I'm going to give you just a quick look at where the new facility is going to be, show you the progress, and then when you come back here a couple of years later, you could say, gee, I remember when there was a hole there. So we're going to take a walk out to the end. Right now we're walking on the Loge level by third base, headed out to the left field area. And right on the wing outside of the stadium, looking north, is where we'll see where the new facility is going to be built. But what they have to do first is they have to excavate a lot of dirt so that they could lay a foundation deep enough that's going to support a stadium that's going to be maybe 7 stories high. So that's where we're headed right now.
Are you the person that gets me clearance to go into the construction area to speak to Nick?
No.
Because I got in, they gave me my hard hat. I went back to the field office there, the trailer there, and they said, well, you're going to have to check with PI, press information or something, to get clearance to come into the site. So
I didn't know.
I thought you were the guy.
No.
Okay.
No, my breath doesn't cover that.
Okay, so we're moving along now. We just passed the Phil Rizzuto Lounge. Oh, one question. How come no smoking, how come no alcoholic beverages in the bleachers?
They wanted to make that area a little more safer for families and people to feel safe and comfortable out. So they decided that they were going to make us an area in the bleachers alcohol-free. So from that whole right, there's a few thousand seats there, a couple of thousand seats that are non-alcohol. You can't bring alcohol in, you can't drink it out there. And
I thought it was because the bleacher guys got rowdy, so they decided to stop.
Well, they may have had other things into consideration, but they wanted to make it more approachable by families.
Right. Now, I remember coming out to Yankee Stadium in the 50s, I guess. It was 50 cents to get into the bleachers. I think it might have been 50 cents, something like that.
Yeah, with the GO card, if you had
the GO card?
Organization card, yeah.
And there were no seats out there. There's all concrete steps, and you kind of sat out there.
They had the wooden benches. It was sort of like paint stripes to mark off the different seats.
Smokers will be ejected.
Yeah.
Holy cow, that's pretty drastic, huh? What
Here you go, Herb.
Okay, here we are looking. Okay, I can see the site now. Here you go.
Yeah, so what's going to happen, eventually these holes are going to be filled by concrete. It's going to take a year and a half to pour all of the concrete necessary to build the new facility. I understand that even during the cold winter months, they'll still be able to pour because there's going to be a certain type of chemical in that concrete compound which is not going to enable it to freeze as quickly as water would. So even though there's some kind of liquid in there, it'll be okay and they would still be able to pour.
Right. I wonder if you're going to be able to watch anything from the platform here.
From that platform, yes, you could see a little bit. You have to look through the cracks, though.
Right.
Yeah, it's not quite that easy over there.
So there will be a little something, but you do get just a little bit of the field as you're coming through on the floor. You get just a quick look at it.
Yeah, right. Not much. Not much. Yeah, it's not the way it used to be.
Oh, let's look over here because we're getting a look at the outfield here. It would have been nice to get some batting practice going on behind us. Would have been great.
Fortunately not.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like that's going to happen today.
Yeah.
They might have some bad weather reports. So
Looks like you have one player running the track out there. I don't know if that's a player or not.
it probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting a little working out.
What is another beautiful vantage point? You know, here in Yankee Stadium, we don't have any obstructed view seats. There's just every seat in the house. You can
Wasn't always that way.
great sightlines from. Oh no! In the old days, before the stadium was torn down, we had all those columns that were supporting the mezzanine and upper levels, and that sort of negated the possibility of having people sit right behind them. But even if you had World Series, those seats were sold. People knew that they were going to have to sit behind the pole, yet they came out because that would have been the only way for them to get into the park at that time.
Right. Okay, no smoking in stadium. Okay. All right. And these are your loges, I guess. Okay, Bill Dickey. Bill Dickey Hall of Fame suite. Okay, we'll look at the Bill Dickey's Hall of Fame room. Got the key. Okay, little key card there. Bill Dickey catcher. Right?
How you doing? I just wanted to show you
Okay, we're
suite, and it's used on a per diem basis. It's rented. Maybe about 30 people could accommodate the suite. The suite could accommodate, and it's a nice way to go. So if you had a bunch of friends or people that wanted to do something different, this would be it.
So these windows open because I feel the breeze coming through.
Well, it's not the windows that open. You feel air conditioned also.
Oh, but these windows don't open.
They do open.
They do open.
Yeah.
Okay, and going
That's
back.
not where the breeze is from.
Right, going back to Fenway.
It's right here.
Right.
This one's open.
Right. Going back to Fenway Park, they had this exclusive area, but it's all closed in, so you don't really get the aroma, the smell. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I mean, not the luxury boxes, but a special section, you know, a private club and that sort of thing. But there's no, you don't get it's not open air.
No.
So that kind of negates part of the feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Okay, so what's left on Mattingly Hall of Fame Suite 30?
This is section 30.
Sorry?
This is section 30 that we're in.
Okay.
And we're moving back towards the home plate area.
All right. You had a couple of tours today?
Yes, I had a group of about 36 people from Taiwan.
Yeah.
And then we had the noon tour, which was open for the public.
Right.
And we had probably about 90 people today at noon.
Okay, so give some tour information then. You know, give us some particulars on tour information.
Well, the tour basically consists of a walk out on the field, Monument Park, the clubhouse, the press box, the dugout, and it takes about an hour. We run them every day, other than prior to postseason play and the opening day when there's a lot of construction going on as they prepare the stadium for the new season. Mm-hmm. But you could come in the middle of winter and still enjoy yourself here on the tour. Same tour. Only thing you're probably not going to see the uniforms hanging up in the lockers. That's the only difference.
Right.
But you could either go to Yankees.com and take a look at the information there and purchase your tickets right online without having to leave your computer, or you could call Ticketmaster, or you could come down here and purchase them at the advanced ticket window.
Okay. And only baseball is being played here these days. I mean, what else is happening? What's coming through here? Only baseball now.
Right.
But when is the last time there was a boxing match here? When is the last time a championship fight happened here?
Well, many years ago.
Right.
Yeah. Going back we had the Ali Norton fight here back in 1976. That was the last boxing match.
That was it, huh?
We had a concert here in 1993, and that was the last.
Why? What happened? What was the...
Well, what happened, the field...
Let's just get in there.
The field started to become deteriorated from... we had a real hot summer day. And when you start putting planks down to protect the grass, so you could put the folding chairs on. After a week of all that heat, when they pulled up those planks,
So it's killing off
it killed the grass. It was yellow, it was brown, and Mr. Steinbrenner wasn't too happy about that because we were on national TV that next day.
Huh.
So for the people across the country to see that, it didn't make him very happy, and that was the last of the concerts.
Now, as far as now, it's not the New York Giants football team specifically; it's the New York Football Giants because of the New York Giants, baseball Giants.